as we move to the top of the order, and Mimi Reneva, the Ottawa native, who has staged an incredible comeback. She was first after the opening run with that track record, then had a disastrous second run and fell all the way to 9th, but she's come back, moved up 4 more places to be 5th after 3 runs, and she's only 4/10 from a medal.
As we've said, Mark, anything is possible. Ooh, lots of height there in 2, but controls it nicely with a small toe on the exit. She has 3/10 to work with, lots of track to come, but to be able to put 2 runs together back to back, that is the goal for Mimi.
Great comeback season for Mimi, who missed 2020 after having surgery to repair a herniated disc, and there's a big mistake there. And can she come back again in this Olympic competition from 5th place?
So many uphill sections, and those errors happening right before cost so much more. The athletes actually go a bit weightless.
10th fastest velocity, so you see every little divot you take from the wall costs you, but she has the lead by 24 100ths on the American Katie Ulander.
Oh, but speed, only 13th, 1:23.9. What's it gonna be?
Yes, she'll take the lead. She'll hold on by the slimmest of margins, 8 100ths of a second. So Mimi Reneva moves into the lead, but is that enough to make any kind of jump to the podium? It was within striking distance, but that may not be enough.
Welcome to RBC Spotlight, day 10 of the Olympics, day 10 of Spotlight. My name is Anastasia Bucsis. I am your host. Thank you for joining me. We just saw Cynthia Appia, RBC Olympian, competing in the historic debut of monobob. We're also going to be connecting with Mirella Mimi Reneva, skeleton athlete. Of course, she just finished 5th in her 2nd Olympic Games. I was at the edge of my seat. It was just a crazy, thrilling competition. I'm going to ask my producer really quickly, do we have Mimi compete? We're just waiting on Mirella to connect with us. Of course, this is a live show, and we're living in a Zoom world. So, first and foremost, we connected with RBC Olympian Laurent Dubreuil, a fellow speed skater. He, of course, was going for some hardware in the 500 meter. Unfortunately, he finished 3 100ths off of the podium, but his perspective has inspired a nation. We're going to connect with him in just a few moments, but before we do, let's just take a look of his story up until today.
I really like the speed in speed skating. I just love knowing that I'm the one making myself go that fast.
Laurent Dubreuil was always a pretty fast skater, but the birth of his daughter Rose in 2019 made a huge difference to his career.
Being a dad changed everything. The mindset changed, and it went from being stressed about my results to having more balance, a lot more perspective, and knowing that results, they don't define me and they don't affect my happiness that much. So it just makes me a lot more relaxed on the ice and racing faster than I've ever raced.
Look at that opener for Laurent Dubreuil, 9:54, fastest one we've seen so far.
That is blazing fast. That new mentality helped Dubreuil become just the 2nd Canadian man ever to win a world championship in the 500 meters.
It's weird saying I'm the world champion. That's just crazy, actually, because we've had lots of good sprinters over the years, and a lot of them came close and won medals at the world championship. But for me to only be the 2nd is mind-boggling.
And the Canadian with a great time, a new Canadian record.
The native of Lévis, Quebec, has had even more success on the ice this season, and he knows that carrying momentum into a games is everything.
I know if I race good at the Olympics, it's going to be the biggest thing in my career, but I don't have to race good to be happy. I'm free, and I think that makes me dangerous on the ice because I'm not going to be tight, I'm not going to be stressed at the Olympics, I'm going to be just enjoying myself. And good result, bad result, podium or no podium, I'm going to come home, going to be happy.
Dubreuil of Canada and Shinhama of Japan. 34.32, the Olympic record time of Tingyu Gao.
Ready. This is it for Dubreuil. This is the race of his life. This is the moment he has been waiting for his entire career. Can he pull through for the gold medal?
And there's the opening time, 9:63, 10:11 for the Japanese skater.
He's going to have the lap of his life. That's not the opener I'm sure he was hoping for. He is so strong. He needs to fight in this last outside turn if he wants to get that gold medal.
Laurent Dubreuil of Canada has the finish line in sight. Can he beat that time of 34:32? Dubreuil crosses the line, 34.
No.
5-2. So Gao of China has won the gold medal.
Laurent, Larry, thank you so much for joining me. I saw you about 15 hours ago. How'd you sleep? I guess I'll start there.
Wasn't necessarily the best of nights. I had trouble falling asleep, but you know, life goes on, and feel a lot better than yesterday already.
Has the race sunk in a little bit?
I mean, yeah, I watched it a couple of times. There's a few things I feel like I could have done a bit better. You know, it's always tough to be this close, but it's probably just, you know, the perfectionist in me speaking, because we probably, with the exact same race, but one rank higher, we probably would be having a much different discussion, but it still was a pretty good race. It just wasn't a great race.
What were a few of the little things that you've mentioned you want to work on?
I think my start wasn't the greatest of starts. It wasn't bad, but just like a bit undecisive. And then probably skating a bit stiff in the last 200 meters, probably a bit higher and a bit more tight than I should have skated. But again, it's very small details. It's not as if it was a bad race. It just wasn't quite good enough.
Full transparency, I'm of course in the mix zone covering long track speed skating, so we did see each other last night, and I would love to just play a quick clip of how gracious you were last night in the mix zone. Laurent, you crossed the line and looked disappointed. Could you please just walk me through the race?
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. I'm absolutely disappointed. I came here to win a medal, and to be only 300s off the podium is it's a tough day for me at the office, but I still did my best, and you know, it's just a few details here and there, but I mean, right now it's disappointment, but still, like, for fourth in the world is still good, you know, like we give 3 medals, but I did my best, and it just wasn't enough today.
You've got a lot of good people around you. Who are you going to lean on to regroup and refocus for the 1,000 meter?
I mean, you know, I'm happy in life. I was happy in life yesterday, and I didn't have an Olympic medal, so the situation for me is the same. My family, for sure, is who I'm thinking about right now, but, you know, I know I'm happy in life, but still, you know, it's not an excuse to not do good, right? And I got 6 days to try and shift it around for the 1,000. But I mean, right now it's tough to think about the 1,000 when you know you're just 300s off the podium in one event. It's tough to turn around, but I still have 6 days to do it, so I think it's going to be okay.
Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
I have never had my Twitter blow up the way it has, with people saying you have done Canadians so much, so proud. You have the best perspective, that you're a role model for their kids, that you essentially have life figured out. I would love to just know where that perspective comes from.
It comes from my daughter, and just seeing how, you know, she doesn't care much about my results. She's just happy being around and just loves being in our family. And it made me realize that, you know, skating wasn't as crucial to my life as I thought it was. And yesterday, like very early in the morning on the East Coast in Quebec, my family all got together, like my parents, my brother, my sister, my wife, and my daughter, to watch the race. And obviously after the race, everybody was very disappointed. But then my daughter, like 2 minutes later, she just wanted to run races around in the kitchen with people. And like apparently, like within minutes, the mood was so much brighter. And it makes me realize, and makes you realize that, you know, sport is as I said, it's not the end of the world. And if the one person in the world I love most doesn't care about my results, then why should I dwell on it. So it is what it is, and obviously I would like to be an Olympic medalist right now, but I'm much more proud to be a father, and I'd rather be a good father than a good skater. So
You've got a few days, of course, to regroup for the 1,000 meter. What do the next few days look like for you?
I mean, today is just an off day, trying to, empty my mind and then refocus tomorrow. And obviously my medal chances are not quite as good in the 1,000 as they were yesterday in the 500, but I still think I got an outside shot at a medal, and I'll probably, skate a lot free, more free in my mind, because I don't see myself as a favorite at all. So I think I have good legs. I think I have the shape to maybe create a surprise, and I'll just go out there and give it my all.
When do you skate your best?
When do I skate? I usually skate my best when I'm enjoying the moment. I actually was enjoying the moment yesterday as well, so it's not. I think the lead up to the race was good. This was just one of those days, But the 1,000 is 6 days later, so different things can happen, and we'll see. But if I enjoy it and just soak in the experience and enjoy my time here, I think it's gonna be good.
There's been so much buzz around the long track team. Probably the strongest long track team we've seen in well over a decade. What gives you optimism for the future of speed skating in Canada?
I mean, we have a really good set of athletes and coaches and support staff around us. And we've seen young skaters do really good. Easy 2 medal already, and they did really good in team pursuit in the first round yesterday, and she's still had a lot more years coming up. And Connor Howe was incredible in the 15 as well. And I was fourth, but I'd like to think I could be even better in 4 years, so we'll see. But I think we have a good mix of results right now and potential for the future, so it's looking bright for us.
I got to nerd out for 1 second because we're talking about speed skating. There is a new oval in Quebec City. Just how important is that infrastructure for the sport of speed skating?
It's going to be huge for us. Roughly half of the skaters in Canada come from Quebec, the province, not the city, but the province. And we didn't have an indoor oval before this year. We actually didn't even have an oval the last 3 years because we were building it over the top of the old outdoor one. So just more access to long track for some of the best skaters in Canada. And, you see it in short track. We've always had a history of medals and a lot of people from Quebec, but in long track it was tougher. And I think the whole of Canada will benefit from having a new beautiful facility in Quebec City where we can hopefully form champions in the next, decades. What's
the greatest gift that speed skating has given you?
I wouldn't have met my wife if not for speed skating. So for my family, I wouldn't be born if skating didn't bring my parents together, and my daughter wouldn't be born if skating didn't bring my wife and I together. So it's really a family affair for all of us, and it's what makes me happy, and I think being happy makes me a better person. So for everybody I spend my days with and all my family and friends, I think just me being happy in life from skating makes me a better person to be around. So it would be very tough for me to imagine my life without skating right now, and I owe a lot to my sport, and that's why I try to have a positive attitude about it, because it's given me so much that it's not like I don't need an Olympic medal for that to be worth it. It's been worth it for years already. So I'm just happy about being able to do my passion for a living. I'm just lucky to be where I'm at.
I'm lucky to have chatted with you today. Thank you so much, Larry, and best of luck for the 1,000 meter.
Thank you, Anastasia.
What a champion. RBC Olympian Laurent Dubreuil goes for another medal in the men's 1,000 meter in a few days' time. But what to look forward to right now? Snowboarding men's big air kicking off in just a few hours' time. RBC Olympian, of course, Mark McMorris, hoping to add to the bronze medal he won in slopestyle just a few days ago. Canadian snowboarding is in a golden age. You're not going to want to miss that one. Also, two-man bobsleigh kicking off. RBC Olympians Justin Cripps and Chris Springs set to compete Cripps, of course, the reigning Olympic champion in two-man bobsleigh. So set your alarms, Canada. That happens at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm getting a little sick of this time change, to be honest. Anyways, I'm introducing a new segment. We, of course, just talked to a speed skater, Laurent Dubreuil. Let's keep the good times rolling with speed skating. It is my honor to introduce an exclusive, RBC Spotlight exclusive, Army's armchair, Mr. Steve Armitage, the legend himself. He is the voice of the Olympics. Let's hear some anecdotes from my partner in crime, Mr. Steve Armitage.
Let me tell you this one about the Olympics in 2002 in Salt Lake City. They were the Winter Olympics, and I was working with Neil Marshall, and we were calling short track speed skating at the Delta Center in downtown Salt Lake City.
Well, she won't have to wait much longer. The final in the women's 500 coming up, and that does feature Isabelle Charret. But Steve Armitage, first it's
It was the final of the men's 1,000 meters. There were 5 skaters, and Stephen Bradbury of Australia had made it to the final.
There is Stephen Bradbury, the Australian, who I think would admit to being a little bit surprised to be in the final of the men's 1,000.
With about 50 meters to go, the 4 favorites were in front. Stephen Bradbury was dead last by a country mile in speed skating terms. The 4 in front of him fell down.
Skaters down all over the place. At the line, it's anybody's guess. Oh my, could it be Stephen?
Stephen Bradbury was the only one left on his skates. He crossed the line, raised his hands, and he had the gold medal. The first time in history that an Australian managed to win a gold medal at the Winter Olympics. In Olympic lore, his achievement is right up there with Eddie the Eagle, the ski jumper from England who competed in Calgary, and the Jamaican bobsled team. In Australia, if you win like Stephen Bradbury did, it's said that you're doing a Bradbury. Good on you, mate.
That was Army's armchair. What an amazing Olympic moment. Steve Bradbury. I was 12 years old when I watched that. Great moment for Australia. That's what the Olympics are all about. We unfortunately didn't connect with Marella Mimi Reneva. Hopefully we'll get her on either tomorrow or the next day. Again, came 5th in skeleton, career best for her. So amazing showing for Mimi. That's been our show. It was speed skating heavy, which is close to my heart. See you tomorrow, RBC Spotlight. We're live 8 p.m. Eastern on all CBC digital platforms. Let us know who you want to hear from. This is all about you. Stin the lights.